Hey guys, it's me, Charles Baker Strahan, celebrity hairstylist, and today I'm going to show you how to get Darby Stanchfield's look from the Shondaland premiere of this season's Scandal. In this Get the Look video, I'm going to give you my super secret stylist tricks to make sure that your straight hair look has beautiful volume and a beautiful finish.
What you're going to need for this look is a blow dryer, a tail comb, a round brush or oval brush, volumizing souffle, prep mist, hair clips, Velcro rollers, and a light hairspray.
The first thing we're going to do is we start off with her clean hair. If you have a lot of tangles, always use the wider end of your comb, working your way from the bottom and going up. This is to ensure that you don't incur breakage. So for you style junkies out there that are blowout veterans, the Herbal Essences Tea Light Fully Clean Blowout Prep Mist is ultra light. It gives you that extra added little bit of protection to make sure that those ends are soft and shiny. The exterior shell and the ends of the hair are the ones that are going to need most of this type of a product because it's going to help to make sure that it doesn't get damaged from the blow dryer, and it's going to provide you a little bit of extra conditioning to make sure that you get a smooth finish. Keeping back a bit also ensures that you don't over product the hair, so it's just the light coating and it hits just those right spots that really need it.
Now to give me a little bit of extra body exactly where I want it, specifically in the crown area, I'm going to use a mousse.
A mousse is really great because it helps to build that body and volume, and this mousse in particular is ultra light. It's the Herbal Essences Volumizing Souffle. It gives you great body and volume and wonderful shine. It's really important to know how to apply it. You want to make sure that the hair is very damp. You want to use a small amount in the palm of your hand, and this is the key. Emulsify the product in the palm of your hand like so. Dip your fingertips into the palm like that, and just rub in at the scalp area. This ensures you get the product exactly where you want it, not too much in any one particular place, and making sure that you get beautiful volume to that finish. The moisture helps you to make sure that the product moves evenly throughout the hair. So while the hair is really still wet, you can actually squeeze and get that residual moisture to give you all the control that you need, but an ultralight coating product to ensure that your blowout lasts even longer. Another thing to keep in mind too, you're not actually styling the hair until it's almost 90% dry. So if the hair is really, really wet, you're not really doing anything except for wearing your arm out. So products like mousse help to evaporate the excess moisture. It helps to push that out, and the reason why it dries to a crisp is that it's supposed to hold things in place. Now the ultralight souffle has a very light little crisp to it, so you can still manipulate the hair while you're going through it.
Next, we're going to talk about brushes.
Now with brush diameter, the thing to think about is how much control do you really need? If you say have a lot of calyx right around the hairline, which a lot of people do, and you really want to get in there and get some control, a smaller round brush will give you more pull, which gives you more strength and more control. So you can really get in there and direct that hair. A larger one is just going to make sure that you get a nice even smoothness to the hair itself, as well as help to provide a little bit more body and volume. So we're actually going to be using the wildcard brush, which is an oval brush. Perfect for her straighter hair. We're going to use the rounded bevel edges to make sure that we over direct this forward and blow dry it down. And then when we push it back, it's going to give a beautiful frame to the face and make this area a little bit flatter right in through here because we're actually building volume in the crown. It helps to elongate and balance out the chin, and it gives this beautiful illusion of really thick, lush, dense hair.
Now, moving into my favorite way to section hair for a beautiful blowout. When I section, I like to work in diagonal sections, moving away from the face.
Comb the rest of this down, comb through it, twist, and with your grip clip, just grip it. So you can take your next section, let's twist this, and clip that back there. So that way when you're blowing out, you don't actually have to stop and start. All you have to do is open that up. This keeps this one clean, and you can cut that one down next. So when you're going through and you're doing your blowout, this is the area where you're probably going to need to do a little bit more work. By using that diagonal section, you clear the top portion of it away, and you're saving the outwardmost shell for the last bit. That's going to require the least amount of time to smooth it out. The less work you have to do, the less you're going to wear yourself out, the better your blowout is. Make sure you get a nice evenness of tension. So before you go in with your blow dryer, comb through the section first, then create the tension with the brush and wrap it around. Hold that down and then put your blow dryer right in through there. And then these ends are saved for the very, very end. The area of the hair that is most likely to have damage is the ends, specifically the cuticle layer. So when I'm blowing out the cuticle layer, I smooth on both sides. And what that does is gives evenness of shine from root to tip. Now Kristen has little baby hairs that are right by her hairline, right in through here, which create that little tuck. This is a perfect area to use your smaller round brush. Shorter hair pushes longer hair, and it's the shorter hair where it has a little bit more bend that creates these little dips. To get those, lift it up, So you get a nice evenness of tension. You can really see how that round brush, the tight one, really gets in there and grabs all those little baby hairs, so you get that good little bit of tension. I also did it on both sides, so up and out this way, and then down that way, and make sure that you get that beautiful smoothness without that little dip there.
Once you've finished your diagonal sections moving away from the face, you'll be moving into the crown, which is where you really want to build that extra body and volume.
So this section right in through here, this is where the head changes shape. We can kind of go through, smooth this stuff out, and then we're going to save this bit for the very, very end. We're going to work our way from the front, back, over directing it forward, and then blowing it back so you can really get that good lift off. Think about it in terms of this. If I'm blowing it all in this direction, when this comes back up, it's just going to stand. And it's going to give this that beautiful volume right where we want it.
Think about it this way. You really want to save the things that require the most amount of detail for the very, very end.
Basically taking this triangular section right in through here. I'm going to do a little 1-inch section, another 1-inch section, and another 1-inch section. But this is going to require the most amount of body and lift to get that volume in the crown. So over directing it forward helps to give you that lift that you need. When I get to the bit where that's pretty much almost dry, I'm going to lift up like so and let my brush sit there for a second. That's just going to help to ensure that we get that lift and that movement going back that we're looking for. You can already see this was my last section that I blew out. It already has that beautiful lift right in the crown where you want it. And this, by the way, is my GHD Air. It's my favorite blow dryer. I love it. A word about heat styling. Heat changes the shape of your hair and coolness sets it in, which is why you have that beautiful little cold shot on your blow dryer. Now that I pretty much finished my blowout, what I'm going to do, turn this back on, hit the cold shot, and I'm going to blow it all out of the face.
For those of you whose hair may fall flat, or if you just want to make sure that your set stays smooth with extra great volume, you can do a Velcro roller set.
So, I'm going to use a larger roller. I'm going to do a deeper side section like this. And this hair in this area, we don't necessarily need all that body or volume, so I'm just going to do it all the way off to the side like so. The larger the roller, the less movement. The smaller the roller, the more curl. With this top section, where you see we have our little pie shape here, because we need less volume into this area and we're building into more, what I'm going to actually wind up doing is using a larger one at the very front, just to give that lift that we're looking for here. I'm just moving it forward and over directing it back. And you can see from the side, this is actually pushing the hair underneath the roller, and the base of my section is right there. Now, if you wanted less volume, you could move this back. If you want more volume, you push it forward. The more on base or below this part line, the more body or volume that you get. Also, the smaller the roller, the more intense the lift of the curl. So I'm using a bigger one there. This next section, because I like to build more body and volume back. Forward, smooth down, slightly smaller. Right on base again, boom. And this last one, because it's the very, very back and it's right at that place where that starts to shift a little bit more. Smooth all the way up, all the way down, boom. You can let just be free.
Once you've finished your set, this is the perfect time to go and do your makeup. This will give your hair enough time to set to ensure the volume and the style. The finishing step to build perfect volume is to give the crown a base of backcombing, and this is backcombing 101.
If you do have flatter hair that doesn't necessarily hold body or volume, what you may want to do is that last triangular shaped section, use a little bit of backcombing. Backcombing helps to lock in the volume exactly where you want it. Now, backcombing, a lot of people don't really know how to properly do. Using a tail comb, the tail helps to section out the hair. You always want to backcomb the underside of hair. The reason for that is you can build the body and volume and then allow the smoothness to come over the top so you don't actually see all those little fuzzies that are standing up. The other thing to do and to keep in mind, when you over direct this forward, you're going to move in circular motions like so and push down and then roll out. Now that was 4. Counting makes sure that you get a nice evenness and a control to how much body and volume you're putting specifically into the area. Because with this look, we want to create that lift that comes up like so. I did 4 there. My next section, 1, 2, 3. Boom. Next section. A little more. 1, 2. So then, with your fingers, you sort of just lightly smooth this hair over the top here, like so. And you can see that body and volume goes up and back that way. Super secret stylist tip. With your brush and a little bit of hairspray, grab all those little friends that are standing up like that and make them go away without overspraying your hair. And that's body that will last all night long.
Be sure to come back to check out my next video with Hermano Spina, who's Darby Stanchfield's makeup artist, as we complete this look.